Hi, I'm Chef Carl, the Food Whisperer on YouTube, and today we're going to be making fresh vegetable, vegan, saute, and it's going to be delicious. So come right back.
Chef Carl, Food Whisperer, taking the mystery out of cooking.
Okay, we're back now, and we're going to be doing a vegan sesame fresh vegetable saute with brown rice and some fresh strawberries for your lunch or dinner. So I hope you enjoy this. Now, to start with, I have a bunch of fresh herbs, and I'll show you as I'm putting them in. But we're going to cut some summer squash, and I'm not going to make a lot because I want the vegetables to cook through. And you could cut this with a regular knife, but it just gives it a little more color. So we have that. I've got some nice grape tomatoes that I cut in half. We're going to add those last because we just want them to get warm through. I have some carrots that I made like points out of. I cut them out of here and I'll show you how to do it. A little bit of fresh red onion. This is blanched asparagus, so I'm going to add that also last. Some broccoli florets, those are going to go in first just to get them a little color. And some portobello mushrooms, they call them baby bellows. And I put a star on them. And you don't have to, but I'll show you how to do it. So with the carrots, to make the carrot point, I made some carrot sticks and just cut a real thin. You see, they kind of look like little arrows. This kind of stuff you can do ahead of time. And this is the fresh mushroom, little baby bellows they call them. And you just point, just press in. And again, a nice star. So, we're going to get this sauteing, and while it's doing it, I'm going to show you what the herbs and seasonings are. So what I have is sesame oil that's been browned. It's got a nice brown, nutty flavor to it. And we're just going to put maybe a tablespoon in. And we want to get that nice and hot so that the vegetables don't get soggy. And while that's heating up, I'm using organic brown rice. Nice and healthy. And I just followed the directions. 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water and a little seasonings, a little salt. Okay? And I'm also going to be using Watkins sesame seed. So if anybody out there wants to sponsor me, I love it. Thank you. Before we add everything else, I'm just going to cut up a little bit of peppers. And you can add whatever vegetables you want. You don't like sweet peppers? Don't put them in. You don't like mushrooms? Don't put it in. I'm going to put a couple of mushrooms in, but then we'll take them out because somebody here doesn't like to eat mushrooms. Or, I'm not mentioning your name. Oh, we're playing the Bells of St. Mary. So I'm going to put this in the pot now, in the saute pan. I don't know if you can see it, it's sizzling, but it's sizzling. And I'm just going to help it along by covering it a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to add the zucchini, the yellow squash, and the peppers. And as I said, you can add whatever you like. You can see we're going to nice little sizzle by bizzle, or whatever they call it. I'm not going to make too much. And some fresh asparagus that I blanched ahead of time and cut into like 1-inch pieces. We're going to give that about 1 minute. Then I'm going to add the baby bellows, and you can slice them up. I'm just leaving them whole because it looks so darn pretty. And then we're going to garnish the plate with tomato roses, and I made these in one of my first videos, so if you kind of just look through all my YouTube videos, you'll find out how to make garnish, how to make the flowers and whatnot. Can you hear it sizzling? What you don't want to happen is have everything get soggy, because I don't like overcooked vegetables. They should be crisp, just a little bit past warm through. Now here's the grape tomatoes I'm going to put in. Add a little touch of color. Put in some fresh lemon. Just a handy little squeezer. And all the juice comes right here. And turn the heat down a little bit. Going to turn the heat down a little bit. Put the lemon. And so we're going to add the herbs. And what I have here, I have freshly grated ginger, about a tablespoon. I have fresh tarragon, about a teaspoon, half teaspoon. Fresh basil, about a tablespoon. Fresh rosemary, about a tablespoon. This is sauteed sesame I browned off, but I had a little too much oil in here, so I got some that are a little looser in the frying pan. Some sea salt, and some, I know that was bad, ground black pepper. So, gonna start adding the spices, all fresh. The nice ginger going in there. About half that basil. A little fresh rosemary, sprinkle around so you get it distributed properly. And then a couple of cranks of black pepper. Start off with a little bit of sea salt, but not too much. You don't want to overdo it. Yowza. Okay, we're starting to get a nice color. I'm going to shut this pan off I'm going to bring it here on the counter and try not to burn my nice cutting board my son made. And now, these are some of the sesames that I browned out in like less than half a teaspoon of sesame oil. So, just going to kind of show you what I did. You want them to be nice and loose as a goose. You don't want to over brown them. And this is pretty nice color, so this takes about 5 or 10 minutes right away. And this is the brown rice that I cooked off, and it takes about 20-25 minutes because this is not instant rice. We can start plating up. And this is the brown rice, organic. And you don't want to overfill the plate because then you lose the beauty of it. I dropped some rice on the floor, but I'm sure my puppies will eat it. Nice portobello mushroom star. Yikes, 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 hot, 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 hot. A tomato rose garnish. A couple of nice bulb onion flowers. You want people to eat with their eyes. And maybe, just maybe. So this is the vegan vegetables, sauteed vegetables with the brown organic rice. It's not instant rice. I made some onion flowers, some radishes, and some tomato roses. And you can see those in one of like the other videos. I have 64 videos out on YouTube. Probably in the first 10 videos you can see that. So with that being said, I'd like to thank all the first responders out there and anybody that's been working through the pandemic. Let's knock on wood, it's not going to come back. But it works tough, and if it does, we will beat it. I'd like to say hi to Mike at Mike's Everyday BBQ. He's the guy that started me off. And once again, I'm Chef Carl, Food Whisperer, YouTube. Please subscribe. And if you got any ideas for what you'd like me to see, what you would like me to make, just mention them and I will try to get to them. So Wart and I are going to go and enjoy some lunch now. Healthy, tasty, and see you next time. Chef Carl, Food Whisperer. Bye.